and it was just kind of like, this is whack. They're of legal smoking age. They can be drafted into the military. They've got to pay taxes to the federal government for what they're working on. Why the fuck can't they buy cigarettes and alcohol and all that sort of stuff? I kind of get the alcohol argument because mother against driving, drunk driving is not it. I mean, like, it's funny. It's a funny meme. I love drunk driving memes. I love playing racing games. I love BeamNG in specific.
I saw you doing a drunk driving stream the other day.
Yeah, that would have been in BeamNG. Yeah,
yep.
It's so much fun to drink and drive in BeamNG. I need to get myself like a nice like sim racing.
Have you ever gotten a real DUI?
No.
I have one, unfortunately.
I'll acknowledge I don't know the story behind it, but I did see that you.
Would you like a brief summary?
I'll go for it.
So, all right, I'll preface this by saying, guys, drunk driving is not cool. I learned a very expensive lesson from my DUI. It cost me over $10,000 after court fees. It was about $3,500 alone in court fees that I owed, which covered both the fines and probation. My attorney was like a few grand.
Probation?
Yeah, I was on probation.
Really? First offense around here is just a ticket and, like, you have to go to a class.
Oh, Illinois doesn't fucking play. Illinois does not play. I was on 1 year.
Oh, my God.
1 year unsupervised probation.
So, like, if you hadn't paid up, you would have been in prison.
For sure, yeah.
Dead ass?
Yeah, and if
Holy shit.
I was on a supervision, too, so if I got, like, certain traffic offenses, it would have triggered a violation. I wasn't getting drug tested, thankfully, but, like, yeah, if I did anything else, I would have gone to jail. And
so what I'm hearing is North Carolina is the state to drink and drive it.
You know what the real state is? Wisconsin.
Dead ass?
You don't lose your license until your third DUI.
Oh, it's same here, yeah.
Really?
No joke, yeah. So you'll literally get, like, you'll get a traffic offense and, like, you have to pay a bunch of money and go to a class on your first and second offense. You might get a breathalyzer on your second for, like, starting your car and stuff. But, like, third one, that's when you lose your license.
Oh, dude, no. In Illinois, when I got my DUI, it was either install the breathalyzer device in my car or I don't drive. The problem was I couldn't get my car registered to me because my license was automatically suspended upon my DUI.
Oh.
So I didn't have a car that was legally mine to put that into. So I just had to take the year suspension. And then that whole year I was driving around on a car with plates that belonged to a random person and no insurance. And, like, just crossing my fingers I wouldn't go to jail because I had to go buy weed, you know? But
to clarify, all of y'all watching, that was a joke he just said. He didn't actually do that.
No, I did do that. No, I did do that.
Oh, he did do that. Okay,
I've said over and over in
videos,
but no, I did really do that. I really did all that shit. But so my DUI, I was on stream, actually. I was live streaming. I drank a whole bottle of Ciroc. And I drank half the bottle, and then, like, the stream was, like, coming towards the end. And I just chugged the last half, like slammed it, because I was drunk, and it tasted like water to me at that point. And I remember I ended my stream, and I was really hungry, and I thought to myself, I could probably drive to Wendy's before the other half of the bottle hits me, and then get home and eat. So I drove to Wendy's, I jumped in my car, and I was already drunk. I shouldn't have done that to begin with, but, like, I was stupid and young, and, like, I didn't know any better. I used to drive intoxicated all the time when I was young, so I was just stupid, you know? And I got in my car, I drive to Wendy's, and I'm so sad about the car, bro. It was a 1991 Cadillac DeVille, and it was purple, and it had cigarette lighters in all the fucking doors. It was like a deep purple. It had cigarette lighters in all the fucking doors.
I know the purple you're talking about looks so good.
Bro, it was incredible. The car barely worked, but, like, it drove to Wendy's, so that's all I needed. So I got to Wendy's, I get my food, never ended up eating it. I'm driving back, and the liquor hits me, and I, like, kind of blacked out. So, like, I don't exactly remember this, but this is more like my recollection through what I was told. I got back to my garage, like, I pulled my driveway, was too drunk to know my garage code, so I couldn't get in my house. So I'm locked out, and I should have just gone to sleep in my car. Like, I should have just ate my Wendy's and slept in the back seat or some shit. But for some reason, I decided to leave. I was like, well, fuck, I can't go home. I don't know my garage code, and my mom's, like, not going to answer. She's going to kill me if I call her right now. So I'm just going to leave. I don't know where the fuck I was going. I get back in my car. I back out of the driveway, and I hit the little pole on the side of my driveway on my back out. Back all the way out. And I forgot to mention when I pulled in, I hit the garage door. So I backed out, right? I pull out of my driveway, because I lived in, like, a townhouse. So there's, like, there's, like, a long driveway that leads into all the, like, actual personal driveways. I pull onto the street, turn left, drive straight into a tree on my neighbor's lawn, knock the tree down, go over the tree, because it was a baby tree. It was, like, a newly planted one. Drive straight into the corner of his house. Like, crack all the bricks, drive straight in the fucking corner of his house. It wasn't very fast, because by the tree had slowed my momentum. So I like, cracked some of the brick, but, like, I didn't, severely damage the house or anything.
Yeah.
I remember I'm sitting in the car, and I just remember the guy coming out and like yelling at me to like turn the car off or some shit. And I was so fucked up. I had no idea like what was going. I was so confused. And I just remember the cop showing up, and I didn't get breathalyzed on the scene or anything. I just told him I was drunk. I was like, yeah, I'm fucking wasted. Like, take me downtown,
you know,
boys.
honestly,
You know?
I'm sure they appreciated that because they're just like,
For sure, yeah. I made it easy for him, for sure.
Yeah.
I was like, boys, hands
Like,
behind my back,
definitely,
take me
like-
downtown, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, I hate to say it because like, never admit to what you do, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you do something, but like, honestly, in some scenarios, it's just like the better thing to do because otherwise the cops are going to.
I was so fucked either way. Yeah. There was no way I was getting out of that.
Yeah.
And if I didn't consent, they would have just drawn my blood. So
Yeah.
didn't really matter. But I remember at that time, I just had no idea what a DUI even meant. Like, I didn't know what I got myself into until like my first court date. I had no money. My parents threw me out of the house for that. So my mom kicked me out. So I was like living in this fucking trap house with like two of my homies that had like no electricity half the time or anything. And the fuse was broke, so we didn't have gas, we didn't have heat or cold air. The electricity, you can only plug in like certain things in certain outlets because otherwise it'd break the fuse. But
I've been there, done.
dude, it was rough. But I remember I went to my first court date and I didn't have an attorney. And they asked if I wanted time to get an attorney. I didn't even know how much that shit cost.
Need
So
Saul Goblin.
I was like, yeah, bro, I'll hire a lawyer, no problem. I start calling around, dude. All these motherfuckers that asked me for money. I hired one of the guys who sent me a letter, which I'm going to tell y'all right now, never hire someone who sends you a fucking letter.
Unless it's Saul Goodman.
Yes, but Saul Goodman will not send you a goddamn letter when you get
No,
arrested.
he will not.
I hired him, and he basically did nothing. Like, I got no reduction on anything. I got totally fucked in the ass. Had to do, like, traffic, school, and all this shit. I think it was 250 hours of community service.
Holy shit.
Yeah, a fuckload.
Oh my god, that's way more than you get like fucking. I'm not gonna say actual numbers because I don't know what they are. I'll acknowledge, but it's not 250.
Dude,
So,
Illinois
that's
doesn't play at
crazy.
all
No,
about DUIs.
that sounds like they don't. Holy shit, I didn't realize.
And then while I was on my suspended for that DUI, the Volvo that I told you about, I was driving up north for Thanksgiving to visit my mom, and I got pulled over for a busted taillight. And the Volvo was not insured and not registered to me either because my L's was suspended.
Shit.
So I get arrested for a suspended license, driving with invalid registration, and it was like some
They
insurance
arrested you
thing.
for that?
Yeah, they phone arrested
Damn.
me.
Like around here, they just impound the car.
Oh, my car was gone too. Yeah, that shit also got
Damn.
impounded. Yeah, but I
they
went
wouldn't
to
arrest me
court.
here.
The case got dropped, thank God, because I got a good lawyer for that one. But they were going to give me, it was either 240 hours of community service or 10 days in county jail, and I had to pick. And then
Fuck county jail. No.
I was going to do county jail.
I
I was going to do county jail. I was actually planning a jail series. I was telling my lawyer,
Seriously?
like, bro, I'm going to take the 10 days and I'm going to like monetize it. Like, I'm going to
But,
put my
county
mugshot on
jail
the shirt.
is not it.
Oh,
Like,
I know.
Club Fed is the shit.
Listen,
Like FPS Russia, he got good shit in Club Fed.
Listen, dude, I will get the shit beat out of me a few times for a nice new mugshot. You know, that's really where my brain was at that point.
Makes sense.
So, like, I told my lawyer, I was like, I'm probably going to take the 10 days. And he was like, really? Like, okay, dude. I mean, I'll tell him that. We showed up to court, and they ended up, like, dropping the charge because I pled not guilty because I had a plea agreement with the prosecutor. Prosecutor was buddy-buddy with my lawyer. So they had this really good plea where it was like I was going to do fucking no community service nearly. It was like 20 hours instead of the 200 and whatever. And I was going to keep my license, which was like huge because by the time it had gotten to like around when I was supposed to plea, I'd gotten my license back from my DUI finally. And I was just about to lose it again. So I told my lawyer, like, dude, if they're going to take my license, I'm pleading not guilty. Like, I'm fighting this to the very end. I want my license back, you know? So I had a plea agreement with the prosecutor. It gets up to the judge's desk. He throws out the plea. Like, I signed it and agreed with it. The judge was like, no, this guy has a record. He fucking, look at this shit. He doesn't care. Like, he needs to learn from this. And he threw out our plea agreement that I'd already signed and
the
everything. Which, yeah, that, like, very rarely happens.
Yeah.
You know, typically they go with the prosecutor. So my lawyer pulled me out. We went to the side room, and he's like, well, he threw out the plea. Like, what do you want to do? I'm like, not guilty. We're going to trial. Not fucking guilty. Knowing that I was probably going to go to jail for longer than 10 days if I lost the trial. I get back in there. I plead not guilty. The prosecutor motions to dismiss, and case is gone.
Damn.
So, same day and everything.
Hey, good lawyer is what the fuck.
Good lawyer is what you need.
That
But
is
listen,
the exact absolute ball.
that scared me so straight. Like, that, like, those 2 arrests within a short time frame, I've never drunk driven again.
No,
Never
fully
again.
understandable. Yeah, drunk driving. It's one of those things where it's funny to do in video games.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it
Is
is.
it fun to do in video games? It totally is.
It's a fun
But
little
real
joke,
life,
you know?
Like, exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
But like in real life, nah.
It's very
nah.
serious and it hurts people, you know?
Exactly. It's one of those things where.
Drunk drive on a closed course.
Exactly. It's one of those things where I have actually gotten many requests to do a drinking and driving video. And I have said on multiple occasions, and it's actually something I really want to do eventually. Not in my Mercedes.
Yes. Get a rental.
The fastest car on earth is a rental because you don't care.
there you go. I got
but,
a rental over there we could test out.
Well, that's very true. That's very true. For me, it's like, have you ever seen I don't know if you ever watched MythBusters.
I have.
Oh,
Yep.
it's such a good show. But they did an episode where they were testing whether driving angry is worse than drinking and driving, which I thought was really interesting as a kid.
That is a very interesting
And
premise.
they did this on like a closed it was like a military like testing ground with roads, and so it was like a housing complex where it was like military training for like busting in doors and stuff like that. And so they did all the thing there, so it was all on a closed circuit with paramedics and everything, just in case they crashed into a building and got hurt. And I'm just kind of like, if I was going to do that video, I would have to do it on something like that because one, if I was to do it on public roads, of course, DUI. Just
Yes.
not even if I didn't get pulled over, it would be a DUI because it's on video. And two, it's just kind of like just for YouTube purposes. I don't think they'd want me posting a DUI video.
No, they don't.
So it's like one of those things where it's just kind of like, okay, I would have to do this on a closed circuit, literally prove I have the ambulance right there, fire
Yep.
department right there, just in case anything happens.
Yep, nice closed course, you know, little loop.
Exactly. And if I can find somewhere like that, if any of y'all watching have land near central North Carolina with roads on it, like let's say a mile worth of roads, hit me up because I will buy like some $1,000 shitbox and I will make that video because I think that would go hard.
Dude, I've always wanted to do that. I like have a lot of nostalgia for my beater days. Like I miss driving beater cars.
What do you drive these days?
I have a 2024 Toyota Corolla.
Hell
I'm an
yeah!
economy
Fucking
guy
Corollas
now.
are base.
Dude,